for Allah. He does it by himself. So he said, "Inna Allah huwa razaq." I'm the one that is ever sustaining to you, mankind. Zolokuwat. Look at how he described himself. I'm the one that is strong. You know, I'm the one that is very stable. You can't move me. You can't shake me. You can't rattle me. Al-Matin, I'm also very rigid. I'm very rigid on my stability. All right. So we've talked a lot, or we've heard so much about how we got here. So we'll touch upon that a little bit, but the main we'll focus on, okay, what are we doing to Assalamu alaikum. So Assalamu alaikum, you can still hear me. Just I'm sorry, I was having some technical glitches right here. Astaghfirullah. So as I was saying, Allah let us know that He's the one that can only provide. He's the one that can support us. So as I said, we want to focus more about what we need to do. I mean, now that we are here, we kind of get a feel of how we got here in the first place. Now, let's focus a little bit more on what do we need to do. Let's focus more on what do we need to do to hopefully get better. The talk is going to be more on, okay, what are the things that we can do to get better? What are the things that we can do to hopefully change our mind? Because Quran let us know also how are we preparing for our future. Quran let us know that وَلِتَنْظُرُ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ, for every man or for every soul to prepare or to evaluate he or himself, مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ, to see what is it that he has set forth in deeds or actions for the future. You know, Allah said in the Quran, He said, وَتَقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ عَاصَّةً. And be wary, O you mankind, being concerned about atrocities, about situations that are going to be uncomfortable to you. لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ عَاصَّةً. A situation whereby, or a punishment whereby when it comes for me, I'm not just going to have it instilled upon those that committed the atrocity or that are the criminals. I'm not just going to exclude those that did all the bad things and say, oh, or those that are sinners among you, and punish them. Be careful of those kind of situations that I can impose upon you, just like the one we're dealing with right now, such that those that are going to suffer from this punishment from Allah are not only those that are sinners. Like those that have passed away right now, we have a lot of people in New York and other part of the world that have passed away due to this situation that we are dealing with. Now, does that mean all of them, or those of us that are left behind, we are more cleaner than them, or we are cleaner than all of them in action and deeds? Allah said, be careful about this. And then Allah is, showing us an opportunity, giving us an opportunity now to know that He is the only one in charge. He is the only one that can take charge. He's the only one that can give charge. And I kept thinking to myself, what if this virus that we are afraid about, or that we are afraid of, what if it was mixed with oxygen that we breathe in? What if I'm not going to be able to sit here and not breathe in the virus? What if we even get to breathe it in our rooms? Alhamdulillah, we had the benefit of being able to hide in shelter away from this virus. If Allah has said to us that I want you to stay in one place for X number of weeks as part of our religious ritual, some of us are going to do it. Maybe a few of us will do it. Some of us, especially in this generation, if we want to follow what Allah said in the Quran, if we go by what Allah said in the Quran as per His expectation of this generation, few of us will follow it. A lot of us will say no. Why is Allah saying that? Because Allah said in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, said, وَقَلِيلٌ مِنَ الْآخِرِينَ. Only it's going to be just a few amongst the last generation that's going to follow what I want. Now we are sheltering in place, hiding ourselves from this. Then what if, I even think, okay, so what if Allah has told each and every one of us to do niqab, or said to all females to do niqab? We say Allah is very strict, or Islam is very strict. Now look at everybody covering their nose. Some of our Muslim sisters now, they wear the niqab they don't plan for. Those that are non-Muslims, they look like people with niqab with no hijab. So which means if Allah wants that, He can get that. If Allah wants us to do anything, He can make us do it. And there is a lot of all these warnings that Allah has given to all prophets to get to us as information. We know ourselves that we've engaged in different type of deeds that are not conformant with the teachings of Allah or with the teachings of Islam. In this day of age, having male-to-male partnership or female-to-female partnership is not a big deal anymore. You even have to be careful what you say with regards to this. Even though not only Islam does not support this, there are other religions as well that do not support this. Prophet Lut alayhi salam told his people then, right? He said, "Innakum ta'atuna rijala shahawa min duni nisa." Do you guys you have lost feelings for a fellow man, min duni nisa, instead of that of a woman. Are you preferring men to be your partners as opposed to women? Bal antum qawmun musrifun. Definitely, you guys, you are bad doers. You guys are nasty the way you act. And they went ahead, they gave him a lot of hard time. But then what did Allah say? What did Allah do to them? He made it seem as if there was going to be a rain, as it was explained in Tafsir, as if it was going to be a rain, but the rain was like stone. That's how he finished them. That's how he perished them. And something similar to Prophet Shuaib alayhi salam, right? He said, قَدْ جَاءَتِكُمْ بَيِّنَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ فَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانَ وَلَا تَبْخَسُوا النَّاسَ أَشْيَاءَهُمْ وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُم مُّؤْمِنِينَ. He said, make sure you measure all your measurements properly when you're selling your goods, when you're selling your foods. When you're giving those time at work, make sure you give that properly. How many of us charge 40 hours a week and work exactly 40 hours a week? Let's ask ourselves. How many of us are very clean with the money that we have? You know, the fact that you have a corporate job doesn't make your job work very clean. There's still a lot of things that you and I do that we know are sins. Hence the reason why zakat is very important. And the reason why Allah picked the word zakat for zakat, which means to cleanse your money, right? See, the people of Shuaib, they gave him a whole bunch of headache when he said this. At one point in time, they were going to chase him away. We're not going to go into the history. Then Allah فَأَخَذَتِهُمْ رَجِفَةٌ فَأَصْبَحُوا فِي دِيَارِهِمْ جَاثِمِينَ. What Allah did to them, perished them with an earthquake. You know, we've heard of 8.0 level earthquake. Maybe an earthquake that could be like 30 something in level. And Allah perished them with that and made them, by the time they wake up in the morning, they just realize that they are under the earthquake. They couldn't breathe after a while. And that Allah perished them. الذين كذبوا شعيبا كأن لم يغنوا فيها الذين كذبوا شعيبا كانوا هم الخاسرون. Allah said, I made sure I did their own situation. I dealt with them with this earthquake just as if they never existed before. If you go to where these people were dwelling, where they were living, it would seem as if they never existed. To what Allah has done for them. Then Prophet Nuh alayhi salam dealt with something similar for 950 years. They wouldn't listen to him. Right? He said, Qala Rabbi inni da'awtu qawmi laylan wa nahara. Oh Allah, I'm getting frustrated. I call these people during the day and night. فَلَمْ يَزِدْهُمْ دُعَائِي إِلَّا فِرَارًا. And they wouldn't listen to my callings. وَإِنِّي كُلَّمَا دَعَوْتُهُمْ لِتَغْفِرَ لَهُمْ. And even when I call them and tell them, hey, what you're doing is wrong, ask for forgiveness, which is one of the main things we want to talk about today. جَعَلُوا أَصَابِعَهُمْ فِي آذَانِهِمْ. They will put their hands into their ears, like to show that they don't want to listen to what he has to say. وَاسْتَغْشَوْا ثِيَابَهُمْ وَأَصَرُّوا وَاسْتَكْبَرُوا اسْتِكْبَارًا. And they will move their clothes cover themselves with their garment as a way of showing that they are irritated. Wastakibaru istikibara, and they increase more in their arrogance towards me. They treat me like a piece of trash. I mean, even history brought it that Prophet Nuh was one of the prophets that was beating a lot to unconsciousness just for him saying, "Aibudullah Rabbi wa Rabbakum." Worship Allah, my Lord and your Lord. And I will raise my voice so that they can hear me aloud when I'm calling them. And I will go and talk to them in the public, where it's every one of them. And I do talk to them also in private for those that I could talk to. فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. And I will tell them, اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ. Ask Allah for forgiveness. Seek for Allah as a forgiver. إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. Because Allah is the only one that is ever forgiving. يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. Is if you ask for forgiveness, Allah will from heaven will rain upon you a rain of mercy, a rain of blessing, a rain of success. وَيُمْدِدْكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ. And He will make an increment for you بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ, with all your wealth, all your material things, وَبَنِينَ, and your children. وَيُمْدِدْكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ جَنَّاتٍ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ أَنْهَارًا. And then upon that, along with that as well, you will make what we can refer to as garden or other things that are material to you, that are important to you, that are appealing to you. وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ جَنَّاتٍ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ أَنْهَارًا. Allah will do this for you. From these set of ayahs from Surah Nuh, it was deduced that some of the benefit of istighfar, asking Allah for forgiveness, is that it actually brings more wealth for those that are seeking for opportunity. And we're going to get to this down the line. Istighfar is one thing that you do that appeases Allah a lot. The only Prophet ﷺ in one of his hadith said, saying istighfar every time for a man to Allah is like pouring water on fire. That's how it is to the anger of Allah. Saying istighfar is something that is very, very powerful. Allah said in another section of the Holy Quran, He said, وَأَنِ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ ثُمَّ تُوبُوا إِلَيْهِ يُمَعْطِيكُمْ مَتَاعًا حَسَنًا إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُّسَمًّى وَيُؤْتِي كُلَّ ذِي فَضْلٍ فَضْلَهُ وَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَإِنِّي أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ عَذَابَ يَوْمٍ كَبِيرٍ. This is actually from Surah Hud, from Prophet Hud alayhi salatu wasalam, when he was calling his people from doing bad things, from committing sins. One of the first statement he made to his people was, وَأَنِ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ ثم توبوا إليه, and to ask your Lord for forgiveness. ثم توبوا إليه, and turn unto him for repentance. Let him know you really, really are seeking for his forgiveness. What will Allah do if you do that? He said, يُمَتِعِكُمْ مَتَاعًا حَسَنًا إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُّسَمًّى. It will make you enjoy what could be described as some kind of estate or material things that you prefer in life, things that are enjoyable to you. Maybe it's a fleet of airplane or whatever it is that you want. Ila ajalin musamma, to a specified time, right? وَيُؤْتِ كُلَّ ذِي فَضْلٍ فَضْلَهُ, and then he will go ahead and give bounty to the bountiful ones. Agbọ́lá fáwọn ẹni tọ́lá yẹ, àwọn ẹni tọ́lọ́run ọba tó fẹ́ fún lọ́lá. Will give the successful ones that he has ordained among you success. فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَإِنِّي أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ عَذَابَ يَوْمٍ كَبِيرٍ. But if you turn away, this is Prophet Hud telling his people, I'm actually concerned for you of the punishment of the big day. What is the big day? We know the big day, the day that Allah described in Surah Al-Makharij, that he said, حَمْسِينَ أَلِفَ سَنَةٍ. This day is comparison in number of days. حَمْسِينَ أَلِفَ سَنَةٍ. That one day is equivalent to 50,000 years, just one day, in Surah Al-Makharij at the beginning, right? So, asking for forgiveness, my brothers and sisters, is the next stage for us. We know how we got ourselves into this level. We know how we got here in the first place, right? Now, when some of us ask for forgiveness, how do we do it? Now that Allah has told us so many places in the Quran that we should ask for forgiveness. Now, how do we do it? Do we go ahead and plan to line up a whole bunch of action that we want to do, and then that are not good, and then say, okay, well, I'm going to do this today, do this tomorrow, but then right after that, I'll go ahead and ask for forgiveness? Do we try to do it as a way of playing game with Allah? Allah is the closest to us. He knows us than us. He knows what we think. Even he doesn't judge us based on our actions. He only judges us based on our intention. The kind of forgiveness that you want is the one that is very sincere. Tawbatan nasuha. Allah clarified that basically to let us know that you're not going to ask for forgiveness and then keep planning to go ahead and do what you want to do. Now, Allah is very understanding as well. Allahu Akbar. He knows that you might ask for forgiveness and still find yourself in that situation over and over. That is different from somebody that has plans, that says, okay, I'm just going to keep doing this. Okay, maybe by the time I'm in my 60s or in my 70s or 80s, then I'll start asking for forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness comes with khushu' as well, some sense of khushu', where you do things and you regret it. You feel like, oh, why am I doing this? I've given shaitan an opportunity in my life, and you ask for forgiveness. You find yourself in it again, and you still see the sense of remorse. And this is also a test of your iman as well. A real mu'min, if you do something that is wrong, if you're not feeling something in your heart, that discomfort in your heart, then you need to start asking Allah for more guidance. When you do something that is wrong, you feel it in your heart. You feel it that you're doing something that is not right. Or after when you are done, you feel like, wow, this doesn't seem right. then you want to ask for forgiveness. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let us know through the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us specifically that the angel that writes the bad deed, so when we do a good deed, the angel that writes the good deed writes it real quick and he multiplies by 10. من جاء بالحسنات فله عشر أمثالها. Anybody that comes that does any good deeds, فله عشر أمثالها. That person gets 10 of it. Now, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam described the process of writing bad deeds for each one of us. If a man does a bad deed, the angel doesn't start writing it until after 6 hours. He lifts off his pen and he doesn't write it until after 6 hours. So, which means if you are able to ask for forgiveness within that 6 hours, he wouldn't write the sin. This is from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When you're asking for forgiveness, you have to ask, يعني بتوبة نصوحا. Allah said in the Holy Quran, He said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا توبوا إلى الله توبة نصوحا عسى ربكم أن يكفر عنكم سيئاتكم ويدخلكم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار يوم لا يخزي الله النبي والذين آمنوا معه نورهم يسعى بين أيديهم وبأيمانهم يقولون ربنا أتمم لنا نورنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. Allah is calling our attention. He said, oh, you will believe. Tubu ilallahi tawbatan nasuha. When you ask for forgiveness, Tubu ilallahi tawbatan nasuha. Ask for forgiveness with sincerity. Asa rabbukum an yukaffir ankum sayyiatikum. Maybe, perhaps, Allah, your Lord, will forgive you. Asa rabbukum an yukaffir ankum sayyiatikum. Maybe He will forgive you, wipe out all your sin. وَيُدْخِلَكُمْ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ. And let you be among the dwellers of the paradise that has the river flowing underneath it. يَوْمَ لَا يُخْزِي اللَّهُ النَّبِيَّ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَهُ. On the day where Allah will not demote the level of His prophet. The day that Allah will rise the level of all His prophet, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be at the topmost in level. And also وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَهُ, and those that actually believe in Him. نُورُهُمْ يَسْعَى بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَبِأَيْمَانِهِمْ. On that day, the description that Allah gave for us along with the prophet will be that we will have light in front of us, in our forehead, and also in our hands. So everybody will be shining. The level of light is similitude or is along in level with how good you are. Right? So we'll leave that at that. Right? What are the benefits of asking for forgiveness? What are the benefits of asking for forgiveness? Istighfar removes anxiety, and also helps you for your prayer to be answered. Also, istighfar opens the door of mercy as well. If you're looking for mercy from Allah, istighfar will do that. Istighfar also opens the door of knowledge, and also a gateway to productivity. If you're looking to increase in your wealth, there are two things that you do. Because if you do a lot of istighfar, it opens a lot of doors. If things are not going right, opens a lot of doors. That's the reason why even at Hajj, when people are trying to attain different level of activities that will make you al-hujjaj, for example, maybe things were not going right, you see people start saying astaghfirullah. And whatever it is that was the obstacle, start clearing. If you have certain issues that just wouldn't work out, if you say enough istighfar, Allah usually will open the way. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu said that he heard from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, "Idha talaba al-mar'u إذا طلب المرء مغفرة فإن الله يعينه مخرج من كل فتنة ويريحه من كل قلق." Right? Ibn Abbas said, I heard from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that if a man or a person is looking for some kind of maghfirah, some forgiveness from Allah, Allah will relieve him or will appoint a way from him for any kind of distress and relief from any kind of anxiety. وَيَرِزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَمْ يَحْتَسِبْ. And Allah will provide for that person from sources that he wasn't thinking about. This is from saying istighfar. Also, in another hadith, he let us know that the one who regularly says istighfar frequently for his sins, from poverty and any kind of difficulty, any kind of sorrow, and any kind of hardship will be removed from him. And Allah will place him among those that are prosperous. If you remember the story of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam, into getting back to his throne is by him saying istighfar. Allah said, وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّ سُلَيْمَانَ وَأَلْقَيْنَا عَلَى كُرْسِيِّهِ جَسَدًا ثُمَّ أَنَابَ. And verily, we have tried Prophet Sulaiman, and then we sent upon his throne a mere body. Then he asked for forgiveness. We replaced him with someone else. When he found out this situation, he asked for forgiveness. This is an eye-opener for us. Then call Rabbi Igfirli. He said, "Oh Allah, forgive me. Wahabuli mulkan lan yambagi lahadim min ba'di innaka antal wahhab." And when you forgive me, when you blessing me, give me the kind of blessing, the kind of wealth that you have never given any man before, forever and ever, because you are the most bestower of success to people. And Allah has done that to Prophet Sulaiman. No one will ever have the kind of wealth that he has. Right? So istighfar is something that's very, very powerful. In this day of age, in this kind of situation, what we need to do is to ask Allah for forgiveness. Ask Allah. Actually, the old Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam let us know that he normally asks for forgiveness at least, say istighfar at least 10 times, 100 times a day. we should try to do that. And then all our salawat as well. When you standing, according to how the Prophet described it, and you're making ruku and sujud, you're getting all the sins that you've committed, you're getting them erased as you're going through the process of your salah. May Allah guide us. May Allah be with us and protect us. Protects us from the route of these virus, this coronavirus, and any other virus. May Allah be with us. May Allah forgive us. Make us among the best ummah. Count us among the best, among the dwellers of Al-Jannatul Firdaus. Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min al-barsi wal junun wal juzam wa min sayyi al-asqam. Ta'azatu bi zizzati wal jabarut wa tasamtu bi rabbil malakut wa tawakkaltu ala al-hayy alladhi la yamut. Allahumma asrif 'anna 'hadha al-waba wa qina sharra ar-rada wa najjina min at-ta'n wa at-ta'un wal bala' بلطفك يا لطيف يا خبير إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم يا من أزار الجميل وستر الكبير ولم يؤاخذ بالجرير ولم يأتك الستر ويا عظيم العفو ويحسن التجاوز ويا واسع المغفرة ويا باسط اليدين برحمة ويا سامع كل نجوى ويا متع كل شكوى ويا كريم الصفو ويا زم المن ويا موكل العسرات ويا مبتدع بالنعام قبل استقاقها يا ربنا ويا سيدنا ويا مولانا ويا غاية رغباتنا. نسألك يا الله نسألك يا الله نسألك يا الله أن لا تشاوك خلقتنا بالبلاء الدنيا ولا بعذاب النار. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. May Allah make things easier for us. Those that are going through this atrocity, may Allah give them health. Even the Muslims and the non-Muslims, give them health. Help them, help their family. May Allah guide us and our families and our loved ones, even our neighbors as well. Everybody, Allah guide us against this virus. Take it away from this heart and let it not come back to this planet. May Allah let the vaccines and everything they are doing to make it as an antidote. May Allah make it work. Let it work. That because you said through the Holy Prophet ﷺ that there is no disease without any medicine that you've created. Let it work. سبحانك اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Now, quick information from the Imam of our NIA, Imam that I mentioned his name with all honor, Imam Shakir Nasir. They let us know that tentatively, keyword tentatively, the Thursday the 23rd of this coming week might be, inshallah, the first day of Taraweeh, like they say, the Ashamu, Ojo Ashamu. And then Friday might be, inshallah, Friday the 24th might be the first day of Ramadan. If that happens to be the case, there's still going to be a lot of information that's still in flux, that's still going to be flushed out to us, that will let us know a possibility of having more of like a Zoom session. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to pray through Zoom. It's expected that most families will have to pray, have our Taraweeh within our houses, but still all the protocols that we go through on that day will still happen, inshallah. The tafsir that is being led by our ustaz, our Sheikh Yahya, that is still going to be happening, most probably on Zoom as well. The information with that, alhamdulillah, most of us are on the WhatsApp group. So we'll be getting most of those information through there, the much more detailed information. The other information that is important is that for tafsir, for sadaqah, for sadaqah during Ramadan, and also for the expenses at the masjid, because even during this session or this period, the mosque still has a lot of responsibility, a lot of financial responsibility to bear, along with sadaqah for Ramadan. So the information for that is on your screen right now. You can do a Zelle. That's usually easier for most of us to do a Zelle, and let's have in our mind that still some of our brothers and sisters that this situation are hitting the hardest financially. So the mosque, alhamdulillah, there's the welfare committee who, along with Imam and the chairman, that will be helping people, and with the expectation of probably people coming to them for support. And if you are in need of any kind of support, please talk to Imam or the chairman. And that's also the phone number that is being displayed. We have a COVID-19 hotline as well that you can use, which is the 847-737-1785 and 312-203-3481. So those are the information that we have right now. There are questions, inshallah, we'll pause for some questions. Assalamu alaikum. Please, you can raise up your hand. There is a tool, like a little hand raising tool in front of you that you can use to raise up your hand. We'll pause for about 2 minutes for people that want to ask questions. So, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala ashrafil.
I think, hold on, please. Somebody is trying to ask a question, I guess. Whoever that is on there, you can say, okay, that's Alaji Oluwa, right? You have a question? Oh. I guess he's just trying to greet you, Fatai, so go ahead.
Okay. All right, alhamdulillah. So, well, since we don't have any question, alhamdulillah, so call on ko fi ṣe ṣọ, call on ko da web wa. Gbogbo èyí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, call on ko bá kánlẹ̀, kó má jà nípinnu. Call on ko jẹ́ kí a rí Ramadan, kí a rí ọ̀pọ̀ Ramadan, kí a ṣe ọ̀pọ̀ Ramadan ní ayé. Gbogbo àlùbáríkà tó wà nínú ká máa wà nínú àwẹ̀, ká máa gbààwẹ̀, ká máa ṣe ti Ọlọ́run nínú àwẹ̀. Ọlọ́run àkójẹ́ àjogún àláyé àti àlìkíyàmà. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Assalamu ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Sallu ala nabiyyil kareem. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Fatai. May Allah reward you abundantly. So we have been distributing food to some people since yesterday. We will continue that, inshallah. If there's anyone that wants to contribute as usual towards Ramadan feeding, we have a way that we are going to buy the food, then give to some people that need the food. So again, the thing I'm sharing on the screen for your self-pay or whatever, if you want to send it by mail, the address is there. Then again, if you need some help with anything, call the Imam, Afa Yaya, Afa Temidire, all the Afas, you can call them, reach out to all of them, including Afa Fatai, Gaskia, Mustafa Olua, all of them, so they will let us know, and inshallah, we'll be able to assist you. If there's any further question, we are still here other than that. So we see you again on Lutifullah or As-Salatu on Sunday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, hold on.
Haji Fatai.
What is it? Ṣé o ní question ni?
Bèrè sọ fún everyone kan lọ kí sórí wọ́n lè mọ̀.
Okay, wọ́n ti gbọ́ sí yẹn, àáfàá gbàgbé nìyẹn. Okay, ẹni tó bá ti kírun àìlà, go and do your Suri prayer, inshallah. So this is not a Juma Hutbah as usual. This you can go and do your Suri prayer. So Raka mẹ́rin Suri, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, Ustaz. Nah. Okay. Gbọ́ yín. So tẹ́ bá okay, à ń gbọ́ yín sìn, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ béèrè. A ṣe wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ń gbọ́. Ẹ ṣì gbọ́ o. Ẹ ṣì gbọ́ o, ẹ ṣì gbọ́ o, ẹ ṣì gbọ́. Ohun tó sọ ni pé wọn ò ní kírun lórí Zoom, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ṣàlàyé pé àti dàníyàn pé èèyàn á wáyé pé ó tún sọ pé kálukú kan kírun áṣámú pẹ̀lú fámìlì wọn lé. Àmọ́ ó dábẹ́ ṣe bèrè bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ṣe é ṣe kárẹ́ lómi tó tún ṣùgbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin náà máa gbọ́ra yín sí gbogbo ọ̀nà ń gbọ́ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ yìí o. Okay, so ó ní kálukú kó kírun aṣámú ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú fámìlì ẹ̀ ńlé, ṣùgbọ́n àníyàn yẹn sìn náà máa ṣe lórí Zoom. Ó dẹ̀ ní inshallah tó bá jẹ́ péjọ ẹ̀ náà ló bọ́ sí pé níjọ́ Friday yẹn àá máa sọ fún wọn bí tàùsírì ṣe máa jẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n tàùsírì orí Zoom láti máa ṣe o. Okay, àdúrà yín ó gbà. All right, salaam alaikum. Wàábì ó ṣe ń wọṣọ, ó ṣe ń wọ torí ẹ̀ mo ṣe gbé ẹ sáyé kọ́ lè mọ̀ pé o ní síngílẹ̀tì tuntun. Ó dàbọ̀.